Here's what the world is watching. Get ready. Bring it on.
Bring it on. It's CFM Radio.
Yo, back at it again with another edition of CFM Radio.
Happy Wednesday, Drix.
Happy Wednesday, Vector.
Sounds good. It's been a big day, hasn't it? In the world of gaming.
A lot has happened in the course of today.
It is. So let's get the housekeeping out of the way. Drix, I want to ask you something. Do you usually expect to pay for DLC when you buy a game?
I don't plan on it. It's not something I want to plan on. I usually base my game purchases on, having the whole game first. And only few and far between do some modern titles, actually get me curious about DLC.
I understand that feeling. I too try to buy a game. I try not to buy games when they immediately come out. I like waiting for my Game of the Year editions. There are times, though, rare occasions where I do buy games on release. Tears of the Kingdom was one of those times, and it's looking like Final Fantasy 16 is going to be one of those times, Drix, because Yoshi P, the man himself, and the FF16 team say their whole game will be worth the money. From Game Informer, the headline is Final Fantasy 16. There are currently no plans for DLC.
I love to hear that. I mean, I already fanboy hard enough for the franchise, but that brings joy to me. And it did. I brought the same amount of joy when I heard it about Elden Ring 2.
Right?
I love that. And Monster Hunter's been pretty good about that. I feel like even their DLC was at least worth the price. It was like a whole separate game. But
Monster Hunter
DLC.
players seem to get a lot of free DLC.
Yeah, I still sign in and find new stuff. I don't even have the expansion for Rise. I don't have Sunbreak, but there's still plenty of new things I can do in the game.
Right. Getting the whole content out of all the content out of one expansion is saying a lot. Jumping into the article, Yoshi P tells us that it's a one-off game. We're asking players to pay the full price for this experience. And so we want an experience that's going to be equal to the amount of money that players are going to be paying. And we want them to have satisfaction equal to what they paid, or even more than that. That's an admirable quality. And, it just makes me look forward to the game even more. I am going to buy it day one. I pre-ordered it. Like, I don't pre-order games a lot, and that's how I'm serious. I pre-ordered this bad boy.
You've been on it for a bit now, and everything we see has just been great and wonderful. And we got a new taste today, even in the PlayStation Showcase.
Absolutely, we'll get to that a little bit later because you know what, we've got Drix. I'm really sad to say, but we got a little bit more trouble in the Activision Blizzard camp. It doesn't seem like it's going to be anything big or anything devastating. Diablo 4 is not about to explode. Well, I mean, it might be in popularity. We never know. But I will say this seems more like a slap on the wrist. From GamesIndustry.biz, the headline is, Activision Blizzard and Plaion are fined for not disclosing loot boxes. The PEGI has fined the publishers €5,000 for omitting loot boxes from rating submissions for Diablo Immortal and Hunt Showdown. Drix, we knew that Europe was serious about no loot boxes, but and
they hid the evidence. It sounds like.
Yeah, it's it's a little bit sneaky.
Your game gets rated, and you didn't tell us that in the rating process, and I guess there's a barrier here.
Whoa, I might be trying to exploit, like trying to get a loophole going, trying to find some way to sneak the loot box in. I mean, I guess from a purely pragmatic developer standpoint, I did the work to put the loot box in the game, right? Like, I guess I want everybody to experience the loot box, but it's literally illegal. Like, you literally can't do it over there.
Like, it's all bad.
It's all bad. You know, the article goes on to cite a few specifics, such as Activision Blizzard neglected to mention loot boxes in Diablo Immortal when it submitted the mobile game for a rating, while Plaion did the same with the limited Bounty Hunter edition of Hunt Showdown. And you know, while 5,000 euros, it seems like a substantial amount of cash. I think the euro and the dollar, the euro is a little bit higher than the dollar right now. It's not exuberantly high. In the grand scheme of things, to a company like Activision Blizzard, who we were talking about it, a week ago, 2 weeks ago, their PC revenue just doubled or something crazy, right? For the first time ever. Like, might not be super, like I said earlier, it might be a little bit more like a slap on the wrist.
Okay, but at least it shows that they're paying attention.
Yeah.
And when they say no loot boxes, that means no loot boxes.
It means no loot boxes. Like, do not put the loot boxes in. You know, I don't know. I know a lot. I actually know a lot of people who play Hunt Showdown. Funny enough, I don't think I've ever played it. I've never played Hunt Showdown, and but I don't know how devastating that could be to like a smaller developer or a smaller publisher. You know, who knows, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get to a little bit more music before we jump into new releases. Drake, what do we got going on?
Oh, right now we got a Sega Saturn song from Fighters Mega Mix called "Ending a Light."
Beautiful.
We're gonna end it up real quick and play some more PS1 classics in honor of Sony Day.
Absolutely, here we are, Fighters Mega Mix, CFM Radio. All right. This is definitely a classic. I do love this one. So,
Yeah. Don't tell
I
Daddy,
know-
Nintendo.
I know that we have Zelda and people are still playing that. We have Lego 2K Drive, which is it's got mixed reviews, but for the most part, if you're a Lego fan and you like the idea behind it, I hear it's a fantastic game. So we have games to sink your teeth into, but we got some new releases this week. One of those releases is for all these Lord of the Rings fans out there. We got Lord of the Rings Gollum coming out for PS5, PS4, Xbox One, and the series consoles, along with PC on the 25th, tomorrow. Are you?
What an untold story that is.
That's exactly how I feel about the game. I hear it's like mostly a stealth action, right? Which makes sense. You know, I'm Gollum, right? I'm skulking around,
Yeah, I'm
grabbing
sure it writes
stuff.
itself. Sounds pretty cool. This is pretty much the first time hearing about it.
Oh, wow. Yeah. You know, funny enough, if you look up stuff online about it, like, people seem pretty lukewarm about the game. I think it's mainly because it's from an unproven dev. But like you said, I'm of the same mind that you are, that, like, you know, this is like sort of an untold story. Like, you're seeing everything from Gollum's point of view. That's pretty cool. Like,
Yeah. Let's see what the Tolkien estate can hand us now.
right? Let's see what Amazon's got cooking up for us.
I just kind of feel like you either love Lord of the Rings or you don't, and like you've either tried to read the Silmarillion and that counts, or you just haven't, or you don't know what I'm talking about.
Hey man, the Silmarillion isn't too esoteric. Like, if you're like super duper like nerdy, you can kind of get it, right? Like, if you're like really into Lovecraft and shit like that, like meanings upon meanings, it's like that.
Nice.
Like,
Yeah, there were once elves.
Yeah.
There were once elves, and they were just really mean to them. They were just really mean.
Kind
so they
of
became orcs.
Kind of a little bit, sort of. Like, like there was also like a comet that fell from the sky and stuff. Like, so
you gotta like knowing the random trivia stuff about
the
the world.
trivia. That's what it is. The trivia.
Mm-hmm.
But
but the Gollum story isn't trivia. He's a heavy hitter. He drives the plot pretty much.
Absolutely. We also have Tennis Manager 2023 hitting PC tomorrow for all you tennis enthusiasts. These games are really popular. Football Manager, Tennis Manager, Farming Simulator. All these are really, really popular games. I don't know if you play them. I don't really play these games.
I've dived into a couple of them, but yeah, there's a lot to learn and a lot of fun to be had if you're into it. Some are more simulation, and the simulation is a bit of a pun.
And that's kind of what I understand. Like, I enjoy simulation games, but I'm more of like the I guess economy-based simulation, like Frostpunk or Democracy, or like Victoria. Like, it doesn't need to be 4X. Like, I was gonna say, like, I also like the more visual novel style of simulation. Like, I love God Save the Queen. It's like an anime visual novel simulation. Like,
shoot, I can't remember the names of the titles I'm looking for right now. But yeah, there's been some pretty like graphic novel-esque, city builders and stuff.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of them, but those are the two biggest. Those are the two bigger releases coming out. We have a couple of ports coming out for various consoles that have been out on PC for the better part of a year. Darkest Dungeon 2 came out last week, which has been in early access for about a year and a half, 2 years ish. So we've got a good amount of stuff. If you have your Zelda fix. You have your Lego 2K Drive fix. You have your big game fix. If you've got a lot of options on your hands, and you got 2 games to probably, Lord of the Rings Gollum probably will be a game worth sinking your teeth into, especially if you like stealth games. And Tennis Manager 2023, that if you're part of that dedicated following, I'm sure you probably don't even need me to tell you about that. You probably already have it on your Steam wish list.
We're here for a good time, not a long time.
Absolutely, especially when it comes on that. So we're gonna jump right into that PS5 showcase discussion right here in a minute. But what are we driving away with right now, Drix?
We're listening to the main theme from Star Fox. The first one.
Absolutely, a classic. Star Fox, CFM Radio, right now.
She knew the ways of nobler men, and she knew how to enrage them. She would always like to say, why change the past when you could own this day? Today she will fight to keep her away. She's a rogue and a thief, and she'll tempt your fate. She would always like to say, why change the past when you could own this day? Today she will fight to keep her away. A rogue and a thief, and she'll tempt your fate. Sarah was never quite the wealthiest girl. Some say she lives in a tavern, but she was so sharp and quick with a bow. Arrows strike like a dragon. Sarah was never quite the gentlest girl. Her eyes were sharp like a razor, but she knew the ways of commoner men, and she knew just how to use them. She would always like to say, why change the past when you could own this day? Today she will fight to keep her away. She's a rogue and a thief, and she'll tempt your fate. She would always like to say, why change the past when you can own this day? Today she will fight to keep her away. She's a rogue and a thief, and she'll tempt your fate.
Alright, here we are back. You know, I love this track. I gotta say, I love this track. I love Pokemon Pinball. It's such a good game.
There's nothing better than just a chiptune melody that lives rent-free in your head. You can always come back to that tune. And
Tunes
just
that
nice little beat boops, you know.
Tunes that be like, you know, like just come on, listen, like
Follow me.
Follow
Fun
me.
little venue. Maybe we'll play some cards or some pinball. Mentally, as we daydream.
So we've held out on it long enough. everyone. We'll no longer dilly-dally and dance around. The biggest thing that happened today, the PlayStation 5 showcase, Drix. I gotta say, I came in and I'm not gonna lie, I thought I had seen a lot. I didn't know what they were gonna throw at me. The last time they threw at us a big PlayStation reveal, it was pretty much all Final Fantasy. I kind of thought it was gonna be all mostly Final Fantasy, but no. We were given the kitchen sink.
Yeah, pretty much. Runs the gamut. Saw a lot of interesting things all over the place. Some serious, some cartoony, some 2D, some 3D, some both.
The reinvention of Helldivers to the next Dragon's Dogma game to the next Five Nights at Freddy's. Like,
dude, lots of good sequels.
Crazy sequels. To be honest with you, a good amount of VR titles. VR.
Yeah, and even a little bit of equipment from Sony.
Yes.
Even some Switch competition.
Honestly, I don't know about that. I want to see the price point. I want to see the price point on that bad boy. You know, like, because if the price is right, then I will pick one up. You know, like if the price is
streaming
good,
games from your PS5.
It should be good, but I mean, if I'm paying, if this is the thing that didn't make me stay away from PSVR. It's $500. If I've got to pay anything over $250 for the streaming device, I'm not gonna get it. Yeah.
No, maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year. Maybe when it inevitably goes on clearance, like, you know. But
if a used one somebody didn't like.
I will say, I'm probably gonna pick up those earbuds.
Yeah, I mean, I want to trust them, even as like an audio person. Like, Sony has made enough reliable headphones over the years. When they say like lossless audio, like I want to take their word for it.
Yeah,
you know?
I'm
low
really
latency, lossless audio. Those are things that tickle my fancy.
Yeah, especially when I'm gaming. Like, listen, here's the thing: if PlayStation is giving me earbuds that are lossless audio, so that I could use them on my console for use on the console, that means Spider-Man 2 is gonna have lossless audio.
Yeah, they are really stepping up the technical game here. You can see it in a lot of the titles.
And a lot of these titles.
After something supply chain something, we're starting to now see what the PS5
is. We are stuck in to the generation. You know, it's like Jim Ryan said, we are here in the third year of the PlayStation 5. This is looking like the year, you know. Speaking of Spider-Man 2, oh man, I don't know if you played the first Spider-Man game. I loved it.
Like, I didn't, but I avoid Marvel for my own fanboy reasons.
I understand that. I'm not like too into Marvel movies.
But yeah, I did hear waves and repercussions of that game is good.
Yeah, that game was incredible. It was a fantastic Spider-Man game. I'm really looking forward to Spider-Man 2. It looks... the thing that I'm really, really excited for about Spider-Man 2 is... Everyone knows the Venom story, right? Classic. Right? The classic Venom story. The Pete... Yeah, Pete... Black Suit Pete, right? But we've never seen the dimension of Miles being there with it. Him being there while it happens. Yeah,
the iceberg goes a little deeper.
I'm pretty interested in seeing that. I want to see how many more characters make a cameo appearance or maybe larger appearances. We had a lot of surprising characters come in the last Spider-Man game, like Silver Sable. And I will say, it's really cool to see Kraven hunting other villains.
Yeah, no, there's factional things going on.
Yes, it looks really good. I can't wait. The first game was incredible. Drix, what game on there can you not wait to get your hands on?
Well, Yeah, I have to echo chamber Final Fantasy 16. Oh, there was one, the surfing one, Sword of the Sea. That really hits my I would like to do sweet tricks.
Yes.
I really encourage. There's a lot of games with style, first of all, which like I love, just being unique and standing apart, and give me a game with style, baby. Like artistic, visions.
Yes,
But yeah,
absolutely.
Sword of the Sea is doing that for me. Foam Stars look like a fun multiplayer romp because again, they're surfing. They're surfing around doing sweet tricks in the middle of like PvP. So that really piqued my fancy. Yeah, and Fair Game.
Haha, fair game.
They took everything great about Cyberpunk and GTA and mashed it all up. Is the impression I'm getting?
Maybe multiplayer?
Yeah, it seemed pretty. Like, how are you going to pull off a heist without a team?
I think it would be. So Fair Game is the one. I'm happy that you brought up Fair Game because Fair Game is the one. Like, I'm really interested in. It's the only one that we didn't see gameplay of. I feel like I can't remember anything else that we didn't blatantly see gameplay of the top of my head. But I'm really interested in Fair Game. I think it would be cool, really cool, to have a game where you don't like. It's like you're in a city. That you spawn in a city against like 3 other teams of like people on a heist, and then you have to get to the heist, and get out, and like kill each other on the way there or on the way out. Like that sounds really cool. But it's one of those ones where I'm like, man, of all the ones that I wanted to see gameplay of, like Fair Game was one I really wanted to see solid gameplay, but we didn't see any solid gameplay. We just kind of saw like
I think that was the biggest
cinematic.
Generally. It's like, oh, this is all just cool, stiffed up marketing material, trailers and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, which is unfortunate.
Come on,
unfortunate. Yeah, unfortunate, but they got me on the hype train for Fair Game.
It moves you emotionally, seeing those things like you make for a treat.
Oh yeah, definitely. And we're gonna talk about a couple of them that really spoke to me, that really hit me on that emotional, artistic note. But for right now, let's get in some music. What are we gonna play out to?
We got Grassland 4 from Kirby's Dream Land 4.
Oh hell yeah, we hitting 4s. Grassland 4, Kirby's Dream Land 4. Yeah, right here. Ava.
Yeah,
Like I
That
saw that
is a-
trailer.
it was a
And I
2D
was like-
spectacle.
Whoa, man. Like that trailer got me. I was like, talk about emotional. Like,
games
I was
as
like-
art.
You know, like I didn't. Grizz has always been a game that has been on my radar, but I've never really like taken the plunge and checked it out. If this is from the same guys who made Grizz, I might have to go check that game out because I really want to like get immersed in that kind of, you know, that
whimsy.
yeah, that kind of
Wonder.
vibe that they're going for, and you know, Talos Principle 2. I don't know if you played the first Talos Principle, but man, what a game! Like,
Yeah, I'm going to continue on this pattern, perhaps, of playing games after the sequel comes out because I saw it on sale a couple times, and I was like, oh, it sounded to me like a point-and-click adventure or some kind of like novel story-based thing.
it's like half point and click, half puzzle, like
Yeah.
like Legend of Zelda style puzzle, but in first person. You know?
Okay, like a Portal, but with a
Yes.
different theme.
Yeah, it's actually a lot more like Portal. Portal's a good
But
way
is there
of
like
putting it.
a philosophy element to it? or
Yes,
something?
it's there is, and I don't want to go any farther than that
Yeah, probably,
because I'm
probably
not
right.
going to jump into the Talos Principle. But if you haven't played it, and if anyone else listening hasn't played the Talos Principle, you want a game that's gonna like rise
Just-
some questions, make you ask questions, a game that will
Yeah.
leave you with questions. You want to
Mhm.
check that game out. It's a really good, and it's got some good puzzles. It's not just a walking simulator. There's definitely walking simulator aspects, but
Yes.
definitely not a walking simulator.
Okay, that's good to know.
And Drix, I can't not mention it. Are you hyped for Metal Gear?
Yeah, it's without Kojima Sensei, and I mean, I get what they're doing,
I agree.
selling us back our childhoods. But yeah, no, I want it. I do want it. Give it to me, please.
I honestly want Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3 on modern consoles.
Yeah, if I could play those at like 60 FPS nowadays, that would still be a treat. I
That
would
would
still
be
like to watch
beautiful.
all those cinematics enhanced even further, please.
Yeah, like, I mean, okay, so here's my controversial opinion, and you touched on it earlier, like a couple seconds earlier. I am hyped for Snake Eater, whatever the thing they added on
Delta.
the end is. Delta.
Delta. I agree with the name because
Yeah,
as
you
far
know
as the
what?
story
Now that
goes,
I understand
you
that,
can pick that one
yes.
up.
Yeah.
You can pick it up first.
Yeah.
And you'll be right where the snake story starts.
Yes, So I agree. Snake Eater Delta is cool, and I like it conceptually. I like the fact that Snake Eater is so beloved and that it's recognized as such a beloved title that it's getting the full remake. Right?
The minute I heard the song on the
I know.
trailer, I was just like, "Oh, my heartstrings! Here we go!"
I know,
yeah,
dude. I know, bro.
it's a
But-
feeling, and you just have to be there to feel it.
But that's probably going to be the game that this, like I said, people are going to, controversial, probably going to be the game that I put on the back burner. I don't think
just
I'm going to
based on all the
run
other
out.
stuff coming
I
out.
don't think I'm going to run out and go crazy for Snake Eater Delta. And not just for the other stuff coming out, but honestly, dude, Kojima's not a part of it.
Yeah, I want to
And-
give him the money.
And it's not even I want to give him the money. It's that I don't want to go rush out, buy a full price game, have Kojima. Yeah, sure, Kojima doesn't get part of the money, and that's awful. But I don't want to go out, buy this full price game, and like have it have that off feeling, right? That feeling like that's just like it's Snake Eater.
You're getting into Skyrim territory now.
Yeah,
It's been
right.
on a few consoles. We got PS2. There was a remake for
There's
the 360.
The
that I have,
360,
you
yeah.
know.
Like you know.
How it's I guess it skipped PS4, but yeah, you're getting into like Skyrim, Resident Evil 4 territory where you're just like, yeah, we should put this on every console.
Yeah, and like it's one of those things where from the 360 to the PS4, to me that wasn't too long ago, right? Especially if you're a gamer TM, that wasn't too long ago. you could always have picked up a copy of MGS3 360. You know what I mean? Like, while having a PS3 or PS4. If you had an Xbox One, you were an Xbox gamer. Hell, by the end of that console's lifespan, you could probably play it on your Xbox One. Like,
yeah, a lot of things available on Game Pass now.
Yeah, so Snake Eater Delta, really cool idea. I like how it's getting the big big remake treatment. Probably not something I'm gonna jump up and grab.
Yeah, just because we have history, us and Snake Eater.
Right. But I will say one of the ones that was super impressive to me as a PS5 owner that makes me super happy that I am a PS5 owner, Phantom Blood Zero.
Yeah, that looked cool.
That looks awesome. I honestly thought I was looking at Neo 3 for a minute.
Okay.
I was like, damn, this is like kind of crazy, like a European samurai dude. At least he kind of had that motif, and I was like, like not blatantly Japanese samurai, you know what I mean? And like you had like this pretense, you have 66 days, like what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, I like this. Like, take charge. Right, yeah, take charge, baby. Take charge.
Get your heart back, and try not to listen to the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure theme from that season.
Right? Seriously. Okay, Drix, I gotta ask you, what do you think of Assassin's Creed Mirage?
It feels familiar. I thought I was looking at a remake of the first game at first, but like I'm guessing it's a prologue, which makes sense.
And that feeling, right? That old school AC feeling, I'm okay with going back to that. We haven't been there in a while.
Yeah. It's been long enough. Like, let's revisit it at 60 frames per second, at 120 hertz or whatever. Like, and that one, like, I beat that one. I don't beat a lot of games, but I beat that one. So
right, like that's a great. And I always felt like that old school, like White Hood Templar assassin, like we make fun of it, right? Like, haha, it's so you can't see me, but I'm like I'm the most obvious guy in the crowd, right? But there's something about it. It's like you said, there's something about it. There's like it's got like a charm, right? Like,
I'll chalk it up to production value.
Yeah,
a little bit. Like, they've made enough of these games where they know what we want and what we expect to see from new ones.
But see, that's what I'm saying.
Where's the fan base at?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I would agree with you in sort of, but we've had these last 4 or 5 Assassin's Creed games that are just like so far outside of like.
We really have seen a lot of the other parts of the alternate history and universe.
Yeah, like
it's like it all kind of seems like a spin-off, and I guess now we're bringing it all back around.
We're bringing it back, coming back home.
Mm-hmm.
Assassin's Creed coming back home. Drix, is there any one of these games that you really, really just want? That you really just want to play? If you could play one right now, what would you have?
Oh man, it's a bit of a list to go down. I mean, because Armored Core is not there, probably Street Fighter 6. Just because we love that in my household, and I've been the most hyped for the longest about that one. Also, I already said Final Fantasy 16. It's known. I'm a fan. I want that too.
What a trailer that was.
Yeah, that's great. I'm stoked for that. But yeah, the streets need a good Street Fighter to play again, and I'm excited for this trifecta of like wonderful fighting games that we're gonna get. Tekken 8, Mortal Kombat, also going back to its roots, and Street Fighter. I can't wait for that holy trinity to just bring an end to everything. I mean, an end to boredom or something, and not knowing an end to not knowing what to play with your friends, because it's like, pick one.
Right. Right. In fact, all of these games are very different. You're right. I posted it earlier. I posted on my Facebook earlier. We're in like a new fighting game golden age. Like, it might be another 20 years before something like this happens again. You pick up these games, you will not need to play any other multiplayer games with your friends for another like 6 years. Like,
Yeah.
like all of these
Yeah, they
games
worked really
play
hard on
so different. They are all their own flavor of fighting. Like,
Yeah. There's something for everyone, game-wise,
yeah, absolutely. And you know
as
what?
far as what fighting inputs you like to use.
We have an Xbox game showcase coming up. Give me 1 second. I'll look it up really quick. Xbox game showcase. I want to say it's next week. Xbox game showcase. There is going to be June 11th. Okay, so the next time that we are going to have some big exciting thing is June 11th. It'll be a Sunday, so we'll talk about it on the 14th. But Jakes, I think Xbox really, really, really needs to bring their A game.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about it earlier, like this on a different cast, but this was the generation where we built massive digital libraries, and I'm still thinking about that, and like, yeah, it really rings true. Like, I've subscribed to PlayStation Plus and gotten a bunch of free games from them that I'm still playing and enjoying, and yeah, I got a lot to bring to the next generation, which is why I'm ready for a PS5 now. I don't have one yet, shamefully.
Hey, no, don't worry about it.
But yeah,
this
is definitely, you can feel it, especially with what they announced today. Like, this is the year you're probably going to want to sell your PS4 or pawn it off to somebody who doesn't game that much.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's people out there who would still love one.
Oh, yeah.
This is the generation where or the year, I should say.
Yeah.
Where they're gonna stop servicing it, for one, but yeah, there's definitely quite a catalog available now for the PS5, since the last 3 years it's been out.
Yeah, and those 3 years have been a little bit dry. I was getting a little worried as a PS5 owner. I've had my PS5 for about a year and a half, and it's one of those things where I have games, and I have fun games. I play my PS5, honestly, a lot, but there was a time there towards the end of last year where I just wasn't picking it up. But that all changed.
Like, holiday releases or anything.
Yeah, but that all changed when Hogwarts Legacy came out, and honestly, the train hasn't stopped.
Yeah, that did kind of mark the beginning of something release-wise.
And it's funny to me looking back. You listen to a lot of these podcasts. You listen to a lot of these gaming pundits. They're kind of like, well, this year is going to be a light year in gaming. It's not. We got some good, solid releases. We got things like Starfield coming out. We got Final Fantasy coming out. But like, it's not going to be like. It doesn't seem stacked, right? And now, like, all of a sudden, almost out of left field, this whole month, boom, Mortal Kombat. Boom, PlayStation Showcase. Here comes even more Final Fantasy stuff. Like Street Fighter 6. It's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And this year is turning out to be quite the year for gaming. Like, yeah.
Oh, even AEW Wrestling. They've had a game in production for so long now. So long. For years. Since, like, I think it was announced in 2019. And we finally have a release date for the new AEW wrestling game.
And they say that they're taking inspiration from the Fire Pro wrestling game. So I'm really interested in that.
Yeah, that's another one. We didn't hear about it today, but we'll stay tuned and see how that one plays.
Oh, we're definitely going to hear about it soon.
Yeah, I don't pre-order games, but now I feel like I could pre-order confidently now that they have a release date for it.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to pre-order before that release date, Like,
yeah. Oh, no.
No. All right.
We're all there.
But we'll get back to a little bit more music. before we wrap it up here for CFM Radio, what are we going to jam out to right now, Drix?
We got some background jungle, PS1 jungle from Diver's Dream.
Diver's Dream background jungle hitting your background on CFM Radio.
BGM number 9.